Back in the saddle again. Back where a friend is. Hey, we're going to shave today, folks. I'm back from Denver, the Mile High City. That was a great time. Whirlwind time. Woo! I'm still recovering. I still feel tired. I flew in from Denver and boy, are my something. Anyway. So what are we doing today, folks? We're shaving. We're back in the old bathroom here, back in Austin. And I got a bunch of stuff. It was all sent to me by three different people, if you count Rockwell, who sent me this. I'm going to shave with the old Rockwell 6S. Going to lather up with the Lubricium Cherry from Space Soap over there on, on Etsy. Old Robert, he sent me some cherry Lubricium. You know, I love my Space Soap. I'm going to try the cherry today. There's the Space Soap original. I'm going to do this, but what am I going to use? Am I going to face lather? Why, no, I'm not. I'm going to use a brush. Look at this brush. Do you see that? This was created by, 3D printed by, Peter over at Spot Prints on Etsy. Spot Prints 3D. There'll be a link down below. Thank you, Peter. I was on the Shave Migos with him and Carlos and everybody else a couple of weeks ago. And he said, hey, do you want me to send one of these 3D printed brushes and bowls? I said, well, my goodness, of course. I would love to try that. Look at these. Look at the color changing. Like, whichever way it turns, like my son and I were trying to figure out, how the heck does that happen? You know what it reminds me of? Marty McFly's baseball cap in Back to the Future 2. When he goes to the future, you know, the color changing hat? This is the McFly bowl. It's not called that, Peter. You can call it that. Anyway, I think it's a natural bristle brush. And I think this is like $49. I'm not sure. Check him out here it is again. Here, look, check it out. Woo! Hey, that's how it works. Does that work? I don't know. Anyway, so Spot Prints 3D at Etsy. Thank you, Peter. And let's get to shaving, shall we? All right, I've been soaking this brush. And, something else that Robert from Space Soap sent me, and I didn't know who sent it to me because it just showed up out of nowhere. Lucky Tiger Aftershave and Face Tonic. I've never had this before. And it's like, it smells like a little bit like lime and it's very light. And I guarantee this has been around forever. I mean, just look at that. Look at that bottle. It's plastic, probably would have been glass in the old days, but, keep it safe. Keep the look. Drop it on your toe, won't kill you. So thank you, Robert. You're too kind, everybody. All of you. So grateful for all of you. Okay, let's try this Lubricium. Is that right? Upside down? Lubricium. Time to put some Lubricium in here. Now, you guys know I don't normally use shave bowls, but when Peter offered this one, I was like, heck yeah, man. That is groovy. He does it all himself. He's up in Canada. He made a special Canada Day one and a 4th of July one, and this McFly one, I'm calling it the McFly. Anyway, we're going to lather up in this sucker. I'm going to squirt a little bit of Lubricium into the bottom. I'm not even sure exactly how much to use. I'm going to use that. Put a little bit more. There we go. Now, normally, like I said, and as you guys know, I always prefer just face lathering because I want one less thing to deal with. But something this cool, I had to try it out. So, 3D printing, man. Wow. Wild. I want to make sure I don't put too much because I've been practicing. With this right before this and yesterday, and I used too much water the first time. So I'm going to try just see what happens when I do this. Because it's always easier to add a little more water, and then you're not wasting soap. Because if you have to add more soap, well, then that's a little bit wasteful. But water, heck. Okay, that's a little dry, so I'm going to put a little dab my brush. Oh, this Lubricium cherry smells like delicious cherry. I think I need a little bit more. Just practice, just do what I did. Like, get it around, get it in the bowl. Robert, over at Space Soap, you are doing the Lord's work. You make good stuff, man. You make good stuff. And he's not even a soap maker or anything by trade. He's just an engineer who decided, I'm going to try that stuff. I know, I'm always talking him up, but there you go. Ooh, look how rich and creamy that is. It's like, oh. All right, let me put some water on my face because I forgot to do that. I took a shower and I did my hair, though. So we got that part done. Ooh, it smells so good. I'm going to take a big old bite of it. I'm not gonna. Ooh, it's so rich. Normally I don't have a lot of luck with natural bristle brushes. But this one, I think that little bit of practice helped me. And Peter, I think the design of your bowl helped because the bottom has got that ridging on it. See that? That helps you kind of lather it all up. What a great idea. Ooh, this stuff smells good. Ooh. Cherry, and it feels so heavy. The weight of the soap in the brush Feels real dense and satisfying. All right, let me wash off. I'm making a huge mess. Whenever I use a bowl, I always kind of get a little overzealous. Get overzealous, females get jealous. Okay, Smarty, go to a party. All right, who was that guy? Young MC. That was a ow, you want it? You know that. You're welcome. All right, let's shave with the Rockwell. I got a feather blade in there. I think I already shaved once with it, but it's still good to go. And yeah, so thank you to Carlos and the Shave Migos for having me on. I had the barbershop duet. They mentioned me in a recent video, so I'll be on with them sometime soon doing some fun stuff. And thanks to Robert at Space Soap. Like I said, links will be below for all of this. I actually got a lovely voicemail from Robert at Space Soap. And it's always nice if you email me, I will usually send you back a voice recording that I made instead of an email, instead of me typing it all out. Because it's just easier for me to kind of go off like this. It's like this. It's just like a little audio snippet of me talking to you. So anyway, so Robert sent me one just like that. And it was great to hear him talking, because it's hard to tell what a person's like just from email. And I've never spoken to him before. But great stuff. And thanks for the Lucky Tiger. I've used it a couple of times now. And it's just very light. It's very mild. It's very interesting. It's almost in the same era sort of feel as something like Osage rub, you know? I mean, it doesn't smell out. I don't know where the bottle is. But it feels like something from the past, you know? Something cool. I like that. Something that stood the test of time. Like Florida water, you know? Oh, this stuff. This cherry. Whew. And it's real. My skin feels very slick and plump. Not a way I thought I would ever describe myself. Slick and plump. As a good thing? I don't know. But no, as far as shaving is concerned, that's a good thing. Just practice making your lather. And don't get discouraged, because it's tough. Even I struggle. I struggle harder with natural bristle brushes than I do with synthetic. All right. Okay. There's the first pass. So yes, lovely time in Denver. Picked up the son from camp. He'd been there for a month. And he said, when we picked him up, he showed us everything. And told me, I mean, you know, we had lunch with all the kids. We learned about everything that we did. We talked to all the counselors and all the other families and everything. And being out there, out near Estes Park, Colorado, truly in the middle. It was directly next to the Rocky Mountain National Park. So we're just in the middle of the wilderness and the mountains and the streams and the cliffs and the pine trees. It's just, I love being there. It was great. And the weather was perfect. And my son had a great time, but he said, you know, I don't think I want to. He said it was a good experience, but he doesn't necessarily want to go back and do it again. And I don't blame him, because I would have felt the same thing probably. I love being outdoors, but I need my creature comforts. I need a good bathroom that flushes properly. He said there are a lot of clogged toilets. I need my own space. I need a comfortable bed, a soft pillow, a temperature-controlled environment. I'm very much a wimp. I'm not a camper. Not a camper, never have been. So, but I'm so glad that he got to go. I think he had a great time hanging out with friends every day. And they went on hikes, and they went on backpacking trips, and horseback riding. I mean, just everything. And just driving. Then after we left Estes, Colorado, we went by the Stanley Hotel, the world famous Stanley Hotel where Stephen King was inspired to write The Shining. So we kind of hung out in there, and I had a Manhattan in the lobby there. It was extremely touristy though. It was what they call the rooftop rodeo, I think. I don't even know, just some rodeo was going on. Happened to be that weekend, and man, the town was crawling with tourists. It was a bit much. But we were able to make good. We hung out in the lobby of the Stanley for a little bit and kind of people watched. Did our own thing, and then found a good place to stay. And then the next day when we were flying back out of the Denver airport, we drove through Boulder, Colorado, which I'd always wanted to visit since I was a kid. Colorado in the 70s and 80s was much more in the zeitgeist, if you know what I mean. Like, it was talked of. It was like this thing back then. Everyone was going skiing. Everyone was, I don't know. John Denver was all the rage. Mork and Mindy lived in Boulder, Colorado. Coors beer. The Smokey and the Bandit movie was all about getting Coors beer from Colorado out east. So there was just something about Colorado back then. It had this vibe, and I still feel that, and I love that. And it's like a throwback. A couple of nicks here. Nicks from Careless Whispers from a good friend. I consider you a good friend. But anyway, so got to go to Boulder. Oh my gosh. I could not afford to live there. Like the cheapest, we looked on the Zillow real estate, and the cheapest listing I saw was $1.3 million for a condo. Boulder's gorgeous. I can't afford to live there, but I loved stopping at the little coffee shop and getting some coffee and just being in that town for only a few minutes. I can't wait to go back. I just love being around the mountains. And we've actually got another trip coming up to a different set of mountains, the Adirondacks, up in New York. We're going to the Mohonk Mountain House. Have you heard of that? I think I talked about this before. That's coming up in the next week and a half or so. So I should have some interesting videos from that place. I mean, just exploring. Check it out. Mohonk, M-O-H-O-N-K, Mountain House in New York. I'm not going to stop the bleeding. I was going to use the alum block to stop the bleeding on my face before I continue. But I'm just going to kind of do this. Alexa, stop! That was my alarm to wake up from my nap because I'm an old man. My 3 o'clock alarm. Get up and do a shaving video. Go back to work. Peter, the feel of this brush is so solid and the knot is so dense and thick. And I'm not one of those guys that talks about the knots of brushes, but this thing is really good. And I think this may be my favorite, if this is natural, I hope I'm not wrong, my favorite natural bristle brush I've ever used. And because it's actually working for me. What did you do, Peter? You solved my problems. Combination of this heavy duty, it's got a good thick, and a little bit of it's got facets on it, so it's not slippery. I know, I let go of the dang thing, but it didn't slip out of my hand. But it's got a good grip to it. And this thing is solid, and it just looks cool. That's like copper right there. Marty McFly. Marty, we got to do something about your kids. They don't know how to shave in 2015. All right. Woo, that cherry smell. Filling the room. But not overwhelming. Not overwhelming. Just right, maybe it's just filling my nostrils because it's right here on my face. Could that be it? Buy this Lubrisium. Link down below. Etsy. Go to Etsy for both of these. For Spot Prints 3D and Space Soap. Both of them on Etsy. That's right. Real creators or real, people creating things, like Etsy was supposed to be. Not some weird, I don't know, whatever some people are complaining. I don't really know. I don't use Etsy that much. But let's go for the third pass. So anyway, yes, Denver, beautiful. Oh, the great thing? When I was there, I was looking around for what to do. I was in downtown Denver, and I came across, there was a girl dressed like Princess Leia with the buns and the white dress, but her face had the David Bowie lightning bolt painted on it. And I got my picture with her, and I said, well, that is fantastic. What are y'all doing? Why is everyone dressed up? She said, there's a Comic Con in town. There's a fan expo. And I was like, what? And so her, by the way, her costume was Rebel. That's why she looked like David Bowie with Princess Leia's dress. So I got to walk around the convention center right before I did. I think I talked about that in the live stream. I don't know. Denver has a way of making you forget. And I have a way of forgetting. So please don't think poorly of me if I repeat stories. That was a live one anyway, so maybe it doesn't count. A lot of people don't watch live stuff. But if you want to see my live videos, click on the live tab and you'll see all the ones I've done. That was just something I discovered not too long ago because I'm a dum-dum. All the other tabs in YouTube. I'm old, remember? I'm pretty savvy. But sometimes I'm just, whatever. I'm sure you all knew that already about the live stuff and how old I am. Oh, boy. Oh, you know what's funny? Robert, if you're listening, the last thing I'll say about Space Soap today is, maybe not the last thing, but the Denver airport has an air freshener in it that smells just like the Christmas soap that I love so much. This Space Soap, where is it? This stuff. Oh, this is the cherry one, but the one he made with the pine scent, the Christmas, that's what the Denver airport air freshener smells like. It was great. I loved it. That's enough about Denver. And normally the Rockwell didn't nick me, but I've been real careless with this shave, and I think I need to change the blade. It might have a burr, because that's pretty bloody right there, folks. I'm sorry about that. Oh, so smooth, though. And man, the residue, like all space soaps that I've tried, just as slick as you could shave again without putting anything else on. I'm not even joking. I'm serious, dude. I don't know how he does it. Okay. I'm going to get the old alum block out. From Shave Nation, Geo Fat Boy. Oops, Shave Nation. I like that it's in a little like deodorant thing, because then you don't have to touch the alum if and you don't want to. Alum block just tightens your skin up, tightens your pores, can stop little nicks and cuts. If it's bigger, you can use a styptic pencil, but I don't like using those because they're messy. They leave like a white residue. Sometimes I forget to wash off that residue, and I walk into work with this white patch on my face. I'm like, oh boy. Anyway, but it's no big deal. All right, what else we got? Oh yeah, we got to use some Lucky Tiger aftershave. Let the, there's a couple of nicks there. Well, I'll deal with those later. You don't need to see me deal with them. I'm just gonna wash off the rest of my face. Ooh. Woo. Oh man. I tell you what. I think I caught something in traveling, because I've been a little under the weather the past couple of days. Nothing too bad, but just enough to make me want to lay around, you know what I mean? All right, beat the devil out of it. Look at that. Thank you again, Peter. Super cool. 3D printed. Are you kidding me? Welcome to the future, folks. Shout out to the future. We are here. All right. Is the bleeding stopped? Oh, I cut my hair again yesterday. It's not too bad. I mean, it's passable, I think. Went out in the backyard and did the old, trimmer on 3. Trimmer on 3. Hut, hut, hut. Speaking of trimmers, I just now joined the 21st century as far as lawn care is concerned, because my old Craftsman lawnmower that was like 25 years old finally conked out on me. Bought a battery one. Bought a battery weed eater too. Can't wait to use them. Oh my God. Game changer. All right, here we go. Robert, thank you again. Lucky Tiger. It smells like lime water. Just a little bit of lime water. Apply a liberal amount with a cotton ball. Oh, come on, you need a liberal amount. Let's just get crazy. There's a lot in there. Don't worry. I'm not being wasteful. Maybe a little bit. I'm a rebel, Daddy. A loner. Ooh, that stuff is good. It's just so mild. It's almost like just squirting water on your face with aloe vera, calendula, and chamomile or chamomile. Calendula? I don't know. I don't know what those things are, but I just put them all over my face. I'm still got that nick. Yeah, I'll deal with that later. All right. I think that's it. Is that it? I felt like I had so much. So once again, thank you again, Peter at Spot Prints, for sending me these. Awesome. Go buy them. He's got a bunch on there right now. Some that look like this, some look like Canada Day, some other things. Check him out. He's got some cool stuff. He sent me this octopus that can hold your razor. And also, when you're on Etsy, check out Space Soap. Buy some Lubricium in this big old Barbasol looking tube. Metal tube, too. That's kind of cool. And Rockwell, of course. You can't go wrong with a Rockwell. I'm going to take the blade out of that one. Well, that's it, folks. Thanks for joining me. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back in the friendly confines of my old bathroom here in Austin, Texas. So I guess that's it for now. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you all very soon.